the work you put into it. But so where you want to start off first?
Well, I wanna start off on that on Juju Watkins, man.
Yeah,
Um,
yes.
dude, what?
We were just talking about that at work.
Yeah, let me just dude, that's a let me start off with that. Like that
Yeah.
right there, it sucks. Like from having knee injuries, um, I was very passionate about football. I played football in California. You can start football at 8 years old. So I've been playing, football since 8, and I blew out my knee, man, and it sucked. It was the worst feeling in the world. It just I can imagine you putting all that work in. You know,
But
can you imagine putting all that work in, being
I
and
think
then
the
5 minutes?
I think the thing with Juju is that she's so far ahead of her competition. She's like miles and miles and miles, away from him. So I think the injury is, if anything, it'll just make her more basketball. Her IQ with basketball would just go higher. I think.
Yeah, like when you
Y-
get so it's a mental thing when you get hurt. So one thing, ACLs is so much different than when I was a kid.
Oh
Like with
yeah,
the
with
medical and
technology now,
everything,
yeah.
yeah, all this stuff is so much different. Um, it was a freak thing. It wasn't no contact really. It was nothing. It was just one of those things that happened.
That's how it is with those ACLs.
Yeah. So it just she'll come back, but it's not the fact is the IQ, like she'll grow as the IQ, is that the IQ has to be there now. It has to be like, okay, I gotta pick
Mhm.
spots. I gotta learn how to turn it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I have to.
And
Like
and I
she's
think it will. And
yeah,
just especially when I saw her on that podcast P
yeah.
with Paul George podcast, and how she was talking about the game, and just stuff that I never thought about her age about. She's worrying about the defender that's behind the defender. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Like, once I shake this defender, what I'm going to do with the other defender?
When the help defense comes in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right?
See, I never got to that point. I was always just react.
Mm,
So, but for her, she's actually thinking
right.
about, okay, I'm already going to get past this person, but what I'm going to do when I get past this person. So,
Yeah. Is she
I
a
that
junior? She's a junior, right?
she's a sophomore.
She's a sophomore?
So,
But she's all right. It just
yeah.
it just sucked because we I really think the team is getting it's like last year they got bounced in the first round, and then
No, no.
they got bounced what? Second round?
Uh,
Yeah.
second round, because that's when they
Sweet
played
16?
UConn. That's when they played UConn.
Yeah.
So,
Um, so they're all in the Sweet 16 right now.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see what happens. Like it's just so tough. When I saw it, I was just like, dang,
Damn.
dude, like they had a really good chance to like, make a real good push to see UCLA and USC in, probably the, Elite Eight would have been awesome. You know what I mean? Those were really two good teams in the West. Challenging,
Mhm.
like teams like UConn and everything like that. Like those I would have loved to see those games. South Carolina, it's still in the
Mhm.
thing. Notre Dame, I think it would have been really, really great to see that.
Yeah.
It still is. I mean, they're still a team. They still, they won. They blew out Mississippi State.
Yeah, it's still
So,
good basketball that's being
so
played, so
yeah, we'll definitely see what happens. But it just sucks for her, and I just hope she, prayers out for her, keep her head up. She could really do some damage once she gets in the WNBA. It's been, and I hate to say it like this, but really it's been a while since we've really seen a player of color. Now we got the Caitlins, and we got the Brinks. What's her name? Brink,
yeah,
the
yeah,
center.
it's
You
more
know what I mean? Like,
diverse.
am I more diverse now? So we haven't really had a dominant player. Like Tarasi just retired.
Yeah.
So it's just like we're looking for that. Now it's Caitlin. So she's doing her thing. So it's just, and then it's just the WNBA. I just think, They just need more. They cannot afford not having stars. You know what I mean? Like they need to have these
Yeah,
stars.
they can't
They
afford a
can't afford
lockout.
not to have. Yeah, and they just need to. They need to. I mean, it sucks because they don't have a lot of money right now, but
Mhm.
they need to like do the same thing as NBA. Like they need to if the girls are not getting picked up for these for the league, they need to be some type of G League so they can pull from and they can
Mhm.
develop
I
and
mean, well, they play
you know,
overseas. They play in countries like, Australia,
but they don't
and
come back. Those
some of
girls,
them do. Some of them do because, they're American, and it's nothing
yeah.
like being home.
'Cause I
Uh,
don't like if they're making six figures out there, why, and they heroes out there, you know what I mean? Like it's a whole different story from overseas to United States. Overseas, they love women's basketball.
oh, yeah, yeah, for sure.
It's celebrated. It's like it's a thing, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
European basketball, overseas basketball for women, it's freaking huge, man. It's like they're superstars.